Hello Zaniacs, welcome back to Zaniac TV. I'm your host Zane, and today we're doing Wowhead news, the return of Valor points. Now, when I first heard this, I just initially was against it because I didn't know what it was. But then again, that tends to be a typical thing with humans. It took me a while to explain to people why the Great Vault was better than the weekly chest, because people just didn't know how it worked. But I did the same thing with Valor. I instantly heard Valor, I'm like, what? No. But now that I read what it was, I'm actually quite excited about it. So now you gain Valor points for completing Mythic Plus dungeons and callings. There's a weekly cap, but you know, it's Blizzard, of course it's going to be a weekly cap. Valor points can be used to upgrade any item that drops from Mythic Plus dungeon. Well, that's awesome. So you get an item and it's a 207, it's a 200, it's a 210, and you want that item in your weekly vault at 226 or 213 or whatever your weekly is, and you're just not getting it. Well, now you're able to upgrade that trinket or that chest piece or that weapon, and you'll be able to use it at a higher item level instead of having to wait for it to drop at a higher key. So, of course, you have to unlock it. You can't just oh, I'm going to make a brand new alt and I'm going to be in full 220 gear right away. I'm glad they're putting somewhat of a limitation on that, because then people will be just zooming through their alts. But pretty much, if you complete all the mythic dungeons, you can get them to upgrade to item level 200. And all dungeons at a +5 level, you'll be able to go up to 207. Doing it all in 10s, that's what Shadowlands Keystone Conqueror is 213, and then Keystone Master is 220. The Blue Post says we've seen a lot of feedback about the pros and cons of various sources of gear in Shadowlands endgame. After a rewarding first few weeks, we know that many dungeon-focused players reached a point where the only relevant rewards from the system come from the Great Vault, which is what I said in my previous video why I don't like the Mythic Plus loot system. Eventually, it's going to be irrelevant, and we're only going to be able to get something once a week, and people just won't be doing it anymore. So that is something that I did mention in an earlier video. Where did I leave off? While the vault should represent a major goal of source the best reward endgame has to offer, we want to find a way for the loot at the end of the chest of a challenging mythic keystone to feel relevant without bringing back random upgrades such as Warforging, which particularly solved this problem in the past, which is again what I mentioned in the last video. There's going to be a point where it's pointless to run dungeons, and at least Warforging gave you a chance to. So now they added a currency system, which is also something I mentioned they should be doing, and they finally did it. So that is incredibly happy for me that they're doing this for everybody. So props to Blizzard for this. They also want to provide a more consistent reward for the effort of players who do not receive an item at all. Well, how many people don't get items at the end of the run? Now they're getting a currency. The framework of a system attempts to address the goals to be presented in the first PTR update, so subject to ongoing tuning and refinement. So they're still working on it. So this is pretty much the concept of it. Gear from Mythic Keystone Dungeons is now upgradable, initially with a cap of item level 200. So that's in the PTR right now. They're letting them go up to 200. By completing all 8 Shadowlands and Mythic 5 or higher, they're letting them go to 207. This will award a new Keystone Explorer achievement. Okay, so when you do 5 across the board, so you'll get a Keystone Explorer achievement. And then Keystone Conqueror is 10s. 213 and then 220 with Keystone Master for all 15s. Currency upgrade for the Mythic Keystone gear is Valor, which is earned by completing Mythic dungeons by doing Covenant callings with a weekly cap. Upgrade costs will vary by item slot, and will be consistent across all item levels. Okay, so what that means is all chests will cost X amount of Valor. All trinkets will cost Y amount of Valor. All weapons will cost Z amount of Valor. So that's what that means there. So it's not, okay, well, here's 800 Valor, let's say. I'm just picking a random number. Right, here's 800 Valor. So use this Valor and you can upgrade anything. Trinket, chest, helm. No, that's not how that works. They are doing it probably like the PvP system, where you actually select the item and that item costs that amount of Valor to upgrade. Well, that's it for this. I hope everyone gets really excited about this new Valor system, because it is definitely something that is much needed. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or even complaints, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I do stream live 4 days a week, so come check me out there on Twitch. I will see you guys on the next one.